Hello, hello, beautiful people. We are back with another episode of Lezzing Out. This is Peyton.
And I'm Amber.
And we are back again with another episode of I Kissed a Girl. This time we're going to be doing season 2, episode 3.
I think in the last episode, you maybe gave a little, what's the synopsis of the episode? Like, what's the description? Do you have a description for this episode?
So, from the BBC, this episode description is: emotions are still running high after last night's dinner party, and with feelings heating up, Danny arrives with a chemistry test that really puts the girl's head in a spin. Teamed up with a surprise announcement that the first kiss-off is only hours away, it's crunch time in the masqueria for our couples. As two girls go head-to-head, vying for the same girl's affection, one drops the L word, who could this possibly be? And another sheds a tear. But whose summer of love is about to come to an abrupt end? Dun, dun, dun!
It's like giving away everything and giving away nothing at the same time.
And also, just a quick reminder for anybody who might have forgotten, just a refresher on the unofficial pairings. We have Elise and Alicia, Lindsay and the new bombshell Blessing, Ebony and Imogen, and we have a whole ton of unpaired people to include Tyra, Nikita, Ashley, Faye, Renee, Kaylee, and our sweet angel baby, Elmira.
I'm so excited to get into it. Do you have any hot takes? I am fresh out of hot takes this week. I haven't even thought of anything. Nothing has, pissed me off. But do you have anything that's pissed you off?
I always have something that's pissed me off. I think you all know now, I live in New York City. I take the train a lot. I also do Uber a lot, but I do also take the train regularly into work and everything. And if you fart on the subway, we, as the folks who are in the car with you, should be able to kick you off the train. Because what the fuck? Listen, I understand shit literally sometimes happens from time to time, but also please don't crop dust the entire A train. We don't need
Truly. That's a good hot take.
And the subways smell enough as is. Like, even this is gonna sound crazy, but if you spent any time in New York City, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Even when they clean the trains and the stations, it's like a mix of feces, sweat, sin, bad decisions, and fabulosa.
Yeah, they literally
Fabuloso.
take a hose and just spray down the subway cars inside of it. There's no real scrub-a-dub-dubbing happening.
No, and honestly, I don't want those particles up in the air, especially when they're cleaning it. The cleaning materials on top of the stench,
Bad.
it's just bad. So if you're farting on the train, you're only taking a pretty ridiculous situation already and making it worse.
Maybe Mum Donnie can fix that. Maybe he can add better cleaning supplies to the MTA.
Zoran Mamdani, if you are listening to this, and I just know you are, just make a law against farting on the train. We need to solve this.
We need public shame, like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Put them outside. Everybody shame them.
I'll carry a bell around and just follow people like Hannah Waddingham did.
Shame.
And it's also wild that that's Hannah Waddingham.
She's in
does
Ted
not
Lasso,
look
no?
like her at all. Yes. She's like the really hot, queer-coded owner. She also was in Sex Education, and she was the mom to one of the athlete, the swimmer. I don't remember his name, but that was one of his moms, and she was a lesbian.
Oh, I love that. Love a queer-coded woman in media.
Exactly. And
Even
Hannah
if she's
Waddingham,
not
you're
queer
one.
in real life, we'll take it.
Yeah. We love her. So
Speaking. Yes. I was going to say, speaking of queer, let's talk about our women.
we get right into it. Like, it wastes no time. They do, of course, like a little, here's what happened last week. But then they get right back into the drama. We're picking up right back at dinner. Lindsay and Renee are still not happy with each other. Faye later mentions that the night was ruined by those two. And then after all of that, Renee kind of walks up to Lindsay and is like, you want to have a chat? And I'm like, this is not the time to have a chat.
To be fair, in the heat of the moment, I really think that Lindsay and Renee probably went at it way longer than we saw because,
Yes.
I mean, that's how editing works, right? They definitely probably did ruin the whole entire night because neither one of them wanted to back down. One thing that Lindsay kept repeating to Renee was, I don't want you, I don't want you.
Yeah, that was rough.
that was so rough. And I was like, Renee knows that. She's not mad that you didn't want her. She's mad that you made it seem like you were still interested, but then you want to call out someone else for doing something quite similar. And to me, when someone is in an argument or like the heat of the moment and they just repeat one liners, like the same thing over and over again, in my mind, I immediately go to, you don't have anything to back you. That's exactly what it screams to me, is like, you are backed into a corner. You can't defend yourself because you are now realizing that Renee's feelings are valid. So the only thing you can do is hit her in her insecurity and say, I didn't want you. And that's just so hurtful.
It is. That's something that I try not to do when I'm arguing with somebody. Unfortunately, everybody gets in tiffs here and there. It is really upsetting when somebody takes one thing that they know is going to hurt you and throws it in your face, because they're not doing it for any reason other than to shut you up so you can't keep arguing. And it's the worst. And I have folks in my life who are like that. And it's so, you can't
It's like talking to a wall.
yeah, it's so difficult. It never lends itself to a good conversation. Hey, I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect. I've definitely said shit in arguments where I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I have to go back later and apologize. We've all been there.
Yeah.
But intentionally being like, I'm going to hone in on the one thing that I know is going to cut you at the knees and make you feel small. I hate that shit. It's ridiculous. It's unfair.
And I kind of was like, one thing I noticed in the first episode was Lindsay seems really intentional with her time and her space. She was meditating by the pool by herself.
Yep.
Giving herself, the taps on the body, doing like somatic releases. And to then see that argument and her response be, I'm going to hit you at an insecurity, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. She was telling Renee that Renee was giving performative. But in my mind, I'm like, are you projecting? Because you are giving me this like visual sense of I'm one with myself. I'm, intentional with my time, my energy, who I spend my time with, and almost seeming like a granola meditation type of girly, but then being, to your point, really ready to cut you at the knees and hit you with something that I know is going to hurt.
It's just such a low blow for no reason. And it doesn't help the conversation. It doesn't make the person want to open up to you. It doesn't make them want to smooth things over anytime soon. It just takes an already shitty situation and sets it on fire. And I hate to see that, always.
I hate it. I do think that Renee, when everybody's winding down in bed, getting ready to, lights out it, Renee going up to Lindsay and saying, do you want to have a chat? Wrong place, wrong time.
Yes.
Everyone is clearly still heated, going to bed, no one's chatting, everyone's uncomfortable. Like the whole masqueria is feeling this tension. But I do commend her for even putting her foot forward to see if she wants to have a one-on-one conversation away from other people. Not the right time.
No.
But the intention, the good intention was there.
I'm very happy that Lindsay said no. I don't think it would have been a good conversation in that moment. I think that everything was still too fresh. I think that feelings were still hurt. Everybody, to your point, it was tense. Nobody was really talking. Everybody was like, what the fuck just happened? We were supposed to have a nice dinner and it devolved so quickly. And I also think it's cool. Blessing wasn't running away from that. She was just kind of like, this has nothing to do with me, but I'm not going to take it for more than what's happening right now. And I like that she stayed out of it and didn't really try to get involved or insert herself in the situation. But she also didn't go off to the side and be like, oh, I don't know about Renee anymore.
I agree. I do think you can be there for Lindsay without inserting yourself into an argument that has nothing to do with you. But I really do hope that Blessing takes what she's learning about the situation and applies it to the relationship she's building with Lindsay, because to me, the way that Lindsay and Renee were arguing, if she's arguing that way with one person, she's probably going to argue that way with you in the future. And if that's something you don't mesh with, catch it now.
Yeah.
Understand it now. Move differently to where maybe you won't get the same reaction that Renee got. But just be aware, you know, have your eyes open. And I do think Blessing does have her eyes open. But
I think
she
so
is
too.
very like, I'm going to stand by my woman, which she said. She was like, I'm going to stand by my woman. So
Yeah, and good for her. Good for her. I think she's being a good sport about the whole situation, and these things aren't easy to walk into, especially when it's only been a couple days, yes, but when relationships have already started kind of budding and taking like a little bit of shape. It's tough. I honestly wonder, because I know I'm so sorry, guys. I know this is like queer media show, but we keep talking about Love Island. We're clearly obsessed.
the
Make
queers
a queer
love Love Island.
season. We do, unfortunately. Make a queer season. Really, we need it. And Ariana should still host. But I wonder.
We've said that we've literally in every single episode. How many times are we going to bring Ariana Madix up? We love you, girl.
We love you, Ari. Until you hear us and listen, since we're talking about Ari, I have to mention our other bi queen from Vanderpump Rules, Lala. I do love Lala. I know you're not a fan. You don't have to say anything.
I can say I don't like Lala in Vanderpump Rules, but I love Lala in The Valley.
Oh my God. Listen. That's
all I'm gonna say.
She reminds me of me in some ways, because I feel like she's always saying what people are thinking, but what they don't want to say. Kind of like
Fair.
a rage baiter a little bit. And honestly,
Yes.
I'm here for it.
As long as you don't rage bait me.
Oh yeah,
Don't ever
no.
rage bait me.
You have to know who to rage bait. If you all haven't, please watch Vanderpump Rules. There's queerness. Lisa is also a huge fan of the community. But I digress. I say all that to say, I wonder if it's like Love Island, where the new girls that are coming into the Masqueria get to actually watch what's happening before they come in. So like, did Blessing and Almyra and Kaylee, did they come in with context of who these girls that were already there are, who they were kind of toying with, or is it all just kind of going in blind? I'm curious
Right.
about that.
That's a really good call out. I feel like every reality show that's going to bring in new people should have them watch up until they're about to come in so they can make informed decisions. But I also understand the other part of reality television where it's like, absolutely not. We're throwing you into the lion's den. Have at it. Make mama proud.
I see where both can work in different situations. Obviously, it depends on what production is trying to make happen.
What story they're webbing.
Literally, do they want somebody to come in and be like, I've been watching this person and they have a strong connection, but I can turn their head, or
Right.
like, I don't know. I kind of lean more toward Flying Blind. Like, the people that are going in initially don't have any context about who they're going to be with, unless of course they know each other outside, but like, they don't have any context. So I kind of think the new people shouldn't either. It adds like a different layer to it. And I
Yeah.
think there's a level of, at times when people can see that people have connections already, like not wanting to step on toes, versus if you're coming in new and you don't know this. I kind of like the idea of people not knowing.
An even playing field for everyone
Yeah.
who comes in. I get it.
For everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the girls all go to bed. Not a lot of talking that happens.
No.
It's just tense. And the next morning, Miss Almyra wants to get right into it. She's like, what happened?
The
What was all
Aquarius,
what was the hubbub?
is not liking the tension. She's like, good morning and end this now.
Yeah, she's like, what happened? And of course, Renee is talking in her little talking head about how she's an emotional woman and she doesn't believe that Lindsay gave her compassion. I think some of that is a little overblown, but I do believe that Renee is still very much hurt by the situation.
Something that Lindsay said in her talking head was that Renee was attempting to assassinate her character, which I thought was a bit much. I don't think
Just a
she was
bit.
trying to assassinate your character. I think she called out exactly what you did. That's not much of an assassination. I do think, though, that her being upset and feeling as though her character was being assassinated, she was also kind of trying to do that to Elise in the moment as well. So I'm like,
You're right.
listen, again, I say this, like, don't be a hypocrite. Just take it on the chin. I did really like that Renee was vulnerable. And to be fair, Lindsay didn't want to have a conversation in front of everyone.
Yes.
That's fine. Renee did tell everyone. I tried to see if she wanted to have a one-on-one conversation. Granted, not the right time. But Lindsay can't say that Renee didn't try. But all Lindsay is saying is it's performative. And that kind of pushes Renee over the edge of feeling like, how is it fair that you want everyone to take your feelings into account, but not my feelings? And she brings up a really good topic of discussion of, masks not being taken seriously when they are
Yeah.
vulnerable and sharing their feelings. And Renee feels like that's only given to femme presenting queer women, which I think is very true in some cases, where masks are meant to be like almost very similar to the, be a man and boys
Yep.
don't cry. And that's not fair at all, because to Renee is saying, like, at the end of the day, I'm still a woman. Like, I still have feelings. I'm still vulnerable. And I thought that was really a big thing to bring up to the whole masqueria.
Yeah, I think it's a really important topic to talk about because there is kind of an expectation, if you will, that if you are a mask presenting person, you must be as swift as a coursing river with all the force of a great typhoon and all the strength
Love
of a
it.
raging fire. And you also
Yeah,
must
man.
be mysterious as the dark side of the moon. And people expect that from masks. And it's like, no, we are still women. We still are very, well, not all of us, because we can't make generalizations here, but like, we're still emotionally mature. We still are in touch with our
Yes.
emotions. And like, just because we are mask presenting, that doesn't mean that we don't have feelings or that we can be treated differently. And I do
Right.
think that is something that I have heard talked a lot about in the community, but folks who don't have a lot of like mask presenting friends might not know as much.
And listen, I love when any of my friends, mask or femme, can share their feelings and be vulnerable. Like, I love it when we're all crying and talking about our lives and talking about our feelings. And I, even like with men, straight men around the world, share your feelings with your friends, share them with
Please.
your partner. Don't hold it in, because what happens when you hold in your feelings? You explode. And it's like, I hate that whole idea of men are not allowed to have feelings. Everybody is allowed to have feelings. Everyone is on this earth for the very first time. We're learning. If someone doesn't want to accept your feelings and wants to like judge you for having feelings, that's someone who's not in your corner, and that's someone who you shouldn't be around. And I think it was very vulnerable for Renee to kind of bring that up. And that's a really, I commend her. I'm like, yes, claps all around, because people need to hear this. Masks are people too.
I agree. And I think what you also bring up about men and their emotions is so important because, boys and girls are raised very differently. And I feel like boys are taught from a young age, like, oh, you shouldn't be emotional. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. I was actually watching, it was one of those stupid Netflix dating shows. I don't remember if it was like Temptation Island or Too Hot to Handle, one of those stupid ones that I always watch only so I
Right.
can talk about. There was a moment where they separated the guys from the girls, and the guys were essentially having this challenge of like coming together and really sharing their feelings. I think they had like written them down and then talked about them and then like ripped them up and threw them in a fire. It was something like that. And I remember at the end, a couple of the guys just started crying, and they were like, I've never had like a friend kind of like check in on me in that way and like make sure we were good. And you could tell, like, and they hugged, and I could tell that these people were just kind of starved for being able to chat
Emotional
about
connection.
yeah, and it's so important for everybody. It doesn't make you look weak, doesn't make you look like, I don't know, gay. I know that some men are like, is holding an umbrella gay? Like, no, talking about your feelings doesn't make you anything other than human. And it's so important to have those outlets, be it a friend, a partner, a parent, if you have that kind of relationship with your family, a sibling, like, it can be anything. And I think that there's multiple folks that you can have those conversations with. I know it's much easier said than done, but it's
Yeah.
important to talk about your feelings, no matter if they're big or small.
100%. And I really loved how everyone kind of like gave Renee that reassurance and the hug of
Yeah.
like, we hear you, we see you, like we understand you, which is all anybody really wants, is just to feel heard. And
Yeah.
I loved that so much. I'm sad that Lindsay was not in the room to kind of like fully understand that.
I agree. After that little rift and blow up in the morning, I'm going to do a little speed run just to give like a quick little recap of where some of our folks are at.
Okay.
Blessing and Lindsay having a very brief conversation about what happened. It's clear that they're good. Blessing doesn't seem to have any like negative feelings about it.
Right.
Ashley brings Kaylee tea again. So clearly she's trying to work her way in there. Faye is really trying to chat with Amira yet again. They're going to get interrupted. Ebony and Imogen still have not resolved things. And Ebony's
Right.
kind of talking to Tyra about it. She knows that Imogen is just going to keep applying pressure to the situation and doesn't know what to do. And on the other end, Imogen's talking shit to Amira, saying like that if another woman that was her type walked in, she wouldn't turn from Ebony. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's false. I think she would absolutely be sneaky and trying to have conversations with this new person that, if it was her type to a T. I just feel like she wants Ebony to be so closed off.
Yep.
And I don't think that that's fair to Ebony at all.
I don't either. And I fully agree with you. When she said, I don't know if Amira asked her if she would turn her head or if she just offered that information that she wouldn't, but it didn't seem genuine to me. I don't even think she thinks that it's genuine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I'm not buying it either. Sorry,
No.
Imogen, not buying it.
Not buying it. Lindsay and Renee are also having another chat. What do you think
Which
about
I
that?
appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate that Renee is trying to get her feelings across because she doesn't want bad blood. She they have to be in the masqueria together. Why is there going to be tension, So I do appreciate Renee being vulnerable and Lindsay giving her the opportunity to have that conversation with her. But I don't know. I still feel like the vibes are off. I feel like Lindsay doesn't even want to be friends with Renee now.
Yeah.
Or move forward from it. And I hate that.
Yeah, it seems like they've gone from just not working out as a couple to I don't know if we should really be chatting a ton. Which, you know what, if they need time, if they need time and space, I mean, it's clear that they're both on very different sides of what happened in this situation.
Yeah.
Then maybe take a little time. It does seem like they somewhat smooth things over. I hope that we don't see them coming for each other anymore, at least not in the interim. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might come up again at some point.
I'm frustrated with Lindsay and Imogen the most. And listen, I have my own feelings about Elise, whatever. She's kind of floating away in Alicia land.
On Red
She's
Flag
not-
Island.
Yeah, her and Alicia, she's whisked her away to Red Flag Island. We haven't really heard much from them in the start of this episode. But Imogen, again, taking what Lindsay said and running with it about, to refresh, Lindsay told Imogen that Ebony was giving her best one-liner jokes to new girl Kaylee, which, as an onlooker, Ebony has only been giving haha hee hee jokes to the whole entire masqueria. So to really kind of say, oh, she's only doing that because the new girls came in, seems like a reach. But
Yep.
Imogen immediately, I think, has a bit of insecurity there, which fair. Fear of rejection is a really big thing. So Imogen taking that, running with it, kind of almost giving Ebony a little bit of an ultimatum of well, if you're gonna want to talk or introduce yourself or meet this new person, we're done. That's kind of fucked up, first of all. That's really controlling, and that you need to plop Imogen onto Red Flag Island with Elise. It's red flags.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think Ebony, I agree with you. She's kind of been silly goofy with everybody. To me, she is just one of those people who is going to crack a joke when she walks in a room. I feel like that's how she connects with people. So Imogen isn't on board with that, and that's fine. But I'm also it's just who she is. I think she's just going to be jokey, funny, whatever with everybody. She's just a silly, goofy girl. It's just who she is at her core. So I don't know. I really just want those two to kind of move on because I really, really don't want to have this drama go the entire season and the whole season. It's just them not wanting to be together, exploring other people, coming back to each other, breaking it. That's what I'm hoping doesn't happen.
That's what's going to happen.
That's what I'm kind of seeing. It's like watching a car crash. Yeah, I hope that's not what we get, but I fear it might be.
I want Lindsay to stay far away from Red Flag Island because she seems like she wants the best.
Yes.
And she's like really putting boundaries for herself, which is like not red flags at all. She just needs to be a little bit better at fully closing the loop in a conversation. But I don't think that she's like as bad as Elise, and I don't think she's as bad as Imogen. I have full faith that she will come away from Red Flag Island.
Yeah, I don't think it's mean-spirited. It's
No.
like a controlling thing at all. I think it's really just maybe I just feel like she could use some work in the communication department. And honestly, we all could. It's not a read. It's just
No, yeah.
even those who
I
are good
love
at
Lindsay.
communication suck at it.
Yeah, I'm like, Lindsay, I love you, girl. Just close the loop. That's it. Just close the loop.
Close that loop. Such a corporate term. Wow, you're outing us as being corporate girlies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to make sure that we're aligned. I'm just going to double click on what you just said right
Let's
here.
circle back to that.
Circle back to that. On a slightly lighter note, you got your wish. Tai Tai is shooting her shot.
Yay!
She tells Kaylee, "Hey, my experience started when you walked in the Masseria." And I was
love
like,
that.
"Yes, girl, you get it. You tell her." It was well received by Miss Kaylee too. She liked it. They seem so cute together too.
They seemed so adorable, and I think like Tyra being a little bit vulnerable with Kaylee and letting her know like, I really wanted to come chat with you yesterday, but you were
Yes.
like involved with other conversations. I was like circling the pool trying to find my moment. I love that. If someone told that to me, I'd be like, oh my God, okay, yes, you want me? Okay, cool. And that's exactly, Kaylee was like eating it up.
Yeah. I mean, I love Tyra. She's one of my favorites so far. I think she's really, really sweet. And I agree with you. I'm happy that she was like really upfront with Kaylee. Like, listen, girly, I've been trying. Okay. I've been trying to get some time with you. I'm really excited to see what happens with these two and if they end up together.
A thing?
I could kind of see it.
I think Kaylee and Tyra have like similar personalities, which would really mesh well, but there's that chemistry there. I want them to kiss. I want to see whatever kiss they have, if they have one, if there's passion there.
I agree. And there is a kiss off at the end of the episode. So it's possible we'll get that. But first, like, what's Ashley going to say? Because Ashley has been bringing Miss
gosh.
Kaylee tea every morning. But
I know.
when we see her again, she's sitting real close with another little mask named Renee. And if you noticed, Renee's hand was on Ash's leg. Ashley, sorry. I need to stop giving these people nicknames that they might not like. Renee's hand was on Ashley's leg, and Ashley kind of had her arm like looped around Renee's.
Right.
What's happening? Are we getting mask for mask?
I am praying for it. I love the like friends to lovers vibe, and that's kind of what
Yes.
it's giving me, where they are so perfect as friends. Like they get each other, they're always together cracking jokes, spilling gossip. They're who each other, run to.
Yeah.
Which I love. But I think that worry of mask for them, I don't know if the initial sexual attraction is there because Renee really liked Lindsay, Ashley was into Kaylee, so not typically who they would go for, but if the friendship is there, maybe you can build upon that.
I agree. And Ashley kind of said as much in her talking head. She mentioned, like, I'm a little hesitant. I don't know what's happening. Like, I've never connected with another mask like this, but I don't usually go for masks. And Renee was like, hey, like, I've really been spending a lot of time with Ashley.
Yeah.
And I believe Renee said at some point that she is open to all types. I am really curious about what we're going to see happen with these two, because I didn't expect them. But then when the camera cut and they were like touching and sitting so close, I was like, oh, are we gonna get a
Yes.
kiss off from these two?
I felt the same way when Renee was in her talking head and she was saying, like, it's not something I usually go for, but I'm interested because, like, personality, I think, is a really big thing for Renee.
Oh, yeah.
Which a lot of people, personality is so important, so it makes sense. And both of them are cutie patooties. They're not uggos in the slightest. They are both attractive. So I'm like, two attractive masks, yes.
Yeah, no, I'm very curious what's gonna happen. I honestly would love this. I think there's gonna have to be a little a little unlearning in a way, if that makes sense. Kind of
Yeah.
like how Alicia did with now being into Elise despite being anti-mask initially. There might be like a little internal struggle there, but I'm really, really sad for what might happen with these two.
I know, but I am a little worried of what the consequences might be if it doesn't work out in that department, right? Because they're friends. So it's like, what if they do try to make it work romantically? And let's look ahead. What if they do pick each other for the kiss off? Great, we love it. Okay, an episode goes by and they find out that maybe the sexual chemistry isn't really there. And now it's a little awkward. Now they don't know how to hang around each other anymore. The fear of ruining that great friendship is in the back of my mind.
I think that's a really good point. And also, since they're kind of dating outside their usual type, what if another femme comes in and one of them is like, oh yeah, no, like I
More
really want to date somebody
interested.
who's fun. It remains to be seen. We'll come back to this when the kiss off comes, and we'll see if, you know, they choose each other or they don't.
Wow. We shall see. Time shall
We
tell.
shall see.
I ship Faye and Elmira
I do too.
so much.
I do too. They get interrupted again too. I want them to talk so much. Our girl Faye is being done dirty by the other girls, by production, by Danny, by the concept, and by life.
bad.
Like, I'm like, girl, give her a fucking break. If you give a bitch a break, I'm like, she
Give a bitch a break.
she needs to just have her conversation. I even put in my notes, like, they're finally talking. It better last more than 30 seconds. And then, without delay, we see Flavia's fine ass walk in. Like, we love to see her, but it's also like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Only so she can cock block Faye and be like, hey, Danny wants to see y'all in the front.
Rude. It was actually so rude.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Faye because, again, yes, getting completely cock-blocked. The game that they did, though, was kind of important in giving tea, I fear.
They basically go to meet Danny. They walk up to this Timu Wheel of Fortune that reads, I begin to wonder. Me
So
either.
essentially they like spin the wheel. So each person spins the wheel. They pull this like cloud off of this Timu wheel and they read a sentence with fill in the blanks of the girls that you think it pertains to. I love that idea. I wish it was something similar to like the Twitter game of Love Island UK where they're like, here's what the outside world is talking about, but it was more of their own individual opinions of each other within the Masqueria, which I like.
Yeah.
But I also am like, oh god, it's just so messy. First
It's
thing in the
so
morning.
messy. First thing in the morning. The coffee is barely in their veins. There's
Truly.
still sleep in their eyes. They're still reeling from the night before, surely. Should we get into the prompts and what they pulled?
Yeah, I actually didn't write down the prompts because I had a feeling that you might have some prompts.
I have always been one of those people who, like, when I take notes, I'm like, I need to write down every single thing I can't forget. So it's ridiculous. Yes, I have every single prompt and some thoughts. So first we have Ashley, who has chosen to pick a cloud off of the Timu Wheel of Fortune. She pulls one that reads, I'm just going to read it with the name that she said.
Okay.
So her prompt and her answer was, I begin to wonder if Elise is giving red flags.
Where's the lie? No lie at all.
Literally. And Danny was like, why? Like, why? What's going on? And Ashley basically said that she's known Alicia for 2 days and Elise is like love bombing the fuck out of her. Elise did not like that.
No.
Alicia was concerned by that.
But I think it's true. Elise
I
is
agree.
love bombing Alicia. Like the first night, she was like, you're so beautiful. Like, you don't even know how beautiful you are. I wish I could take you into a room and you just like know how beautiful you are. And I'm like, say beautiful one more time. Say it again.
One more time.
One more time.
I'm not here for what's happening and what we've been seeing. I think Alicia is also now like, oh no, am I getting into a messy mask situation? The ones that I've been running from my entire life. I think she could be. And I think she should be concerned by this, truly.
Yes.
Like the fact that that was like the first thing that was called out and it really rings true to what's been happening.
Yeah. I feel like you can visibly see the wheels turning in Alicia's head whenever her and Elise are in the same like moment together, she's constantly thinking about, am I being tricked? Am I being lied to? Is this a red flag? And if you have to have yourself walk on eggshells or like feel like that, this person is not right for you.
I agree. Next up, we have the one and only Renee. Her prompt and response was, I begin to wonder if there are any sparks between Faye and Elmira. What do you think about this?
Damn. Like, give Faye a fucking chance, man. Like, she's trying. No, I don't agree with Renee on this one. I feel like Elmira is only 24 hours in and is still trying to get to know as many of the lovely ladies as she can. I think Faye is trying her absolute best to kind of have more than a minute conversation with Elmira. I mean, you know what? As I'm saying it, maybe Renee has a point, because if Elmira really, really wanted to continue to have a connection or like a conversation with Faye, she would try to put off other distractions so they can continue their conversation. And it just doesn't seem like that's happening.
Yeah, no, I think that she would try to make it happen a little harder. And, Faye did immediately say, like, yeah, there are sparks on my side. Myra's like, I don't know, I'm a slow burn, which I do think is a fair response because Elmira is very new. She is trying to meet some girlies. I can't hold that against her. If I'm being honest, though, I kind of think that Renee should have put that about Ebony and Imogen. Yeah,
Yes.
they do get called out later, but I think this also kind of pertains to them because we'll get into this more later, but I'm not sure how much those two actually have sparks versus just like they kind of know each other and maybe they're curious to try it.
It's like they're comfortable is what it
Yes.
is. They're just comfortable being coupled up because they know of each other outside of the masqueria. But that's not what we're here for. Like, the point is to hopefully find a connection with someone new, not someone you're comfortable with because you were friends of a friend of a friend of whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, our sweet angel baby, Elmira. I really like her. Her prompt in question was that she begins to wonder if Renee lives for the drama. I think that was an insane kind of call out there.
So
Because she
insane.
was in the middle of all that stuff at the dinner and she had to choose one. In response, Renee just said, my life's a movie.
Yeah,
And
I
screamed.
love it. That's like
I
the best
screamed.
type of response to have. But it's like, she can't even lie and say that she doesn't live for the drama because she was in drama less than 5 hours ago.
I mean, yeah, what are you going to say to that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
own it. She did. I love it.
And next we have the other new girly, Kaylee. She begins to wonder if she should explore a connection with Tyra. I
Which
love
I
that
love.
she said that. Ashley did not love that she said that, but I did.
Yes, I was all for it. Tyra needed that because I think everyone was kind of falling similarly like into Faye, where everyone just is wanting to be Faye's friend, but no one really has that connection with her. And it was similar with Tyra. Everyone is just her friend, but no one is really connected to her. Also similar with Nikita. Nikita doesn't have anyone who's interested in her yet. So it's like, I was so freaking excited that Kaylee was just so out in the open with that.
I agree. And I think it's working in her favor. So we'll see what happens with them later. Tyra is also up now to go over her. She begins to wonder, and she says that she wonders if Ebony and Imogen's connection is only based on physical connection.
Ooh,
I think she hit the nail on the head here.
she gagged them.
And it was so funny because in her talking head, Lindsay was like, I don't think it's 100% only physical. I think it's maybe like a 90-10 split. Which I think was hilarious. I also agree, especially because they have history and like
Yeah.
know each other outside of this. So I feel like maybe there's just this sense of what would this be like and not an actual we like each other.
Yeah, it's that comfortable feeling, that almost control feeling that Imogen has over Ebony. Hate it. I need Ebony to be released from the Imogen vibes completely and explore on her own. Because
Yeah.
I feel like, I do think that Ebony likes Imogen, but I think it would be really important for Imogen in this moment to let Ebony explore. And if she realizes, oh, none of these people that I'm exploring give what Imogen gives, and that's, maybe something that Imogen needs to feel wanted and chosen, but in a respectful way. I think Ebony will go about it respectfully because there is a right way and a wrong way to do it.
I agree. We only have one more prompt to go through. I don't think they had, either they didn't have every girl do these or they only showed the ones that were kind of gaggy. The last one is Alicia. I also just want to say, because I meant to say this a second ago, I want Imogen and Elise out of the Masqueria.
Yes.
Send them out. We should start a chain petition.
The two Red Flag Island, the co-founders of the Masqueria Red Flag Island. They gotta go.
Send them out. Send them out. All right, so we're on to our final prompt, which is delivered by Alicia. And she said that she begins to wonder if Nikita is playing games. And all I wrote here is face crack. Nikita did not like that at all.
That was actually kind of unwarranted. Personally, I was like, why? None of you guys are interested in Nikita sexually. She's trying to get to know everybody. Yeah, she's playing the fucking game.
Yeah,
clearly.
And she said as much. She was like, I'm just trying to get to know everybody, and my genuine connections have been with other people. And I agree. I think it was like a little bit out of left field. I don't think she knew what else to say. I feel like the girls are feeling some type of way because even if they do have a connection, Nikita's kind of sneaking up and pulling people
trying
for
to
chats.
talk to them.
And I think they have feelings about that, which is valid. But I think that was a little harsh.
I agree. I totally think it was uncalled for. I don't think Nikita's doing it in a disrespectful way. We even saw it earlier in that episode, just like right before they went to play this Temu spin wheel. Nikita let Blessing know that she's kind of interested in getting to know all three of the newcomers, and she would love to have a conversation with Blessing because she is attracted to Blessing. And Blessing shut it down, which was kind of uncomfortable, but it had to be done. And Nikita wasn't like stressed about it. I think she's just trying to find a connection, and it's hard.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you really have to put yourself out there when you're in a situation like this, and you have to be comfortable with either it really working in your favor or it not. And that's really hard. I wouldn't do that, but it is different when you're 24 years old and you're away from your family, your loved ones, your city, and you're somewhere else and you're around production teams and camera crews and hot folks and you don't know how to act anymore. So, but who do you think should have been the one that is playing games?
Elise, probably number one, I think would have been my choice there because she, from the jump, played in face horribly. I don't know if I'd pick anybody else if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I would say the same. I think that's the most abundantly clear. I can't lie to you. When Alicia went up and was starting her prompt, I was like low-key hoping that she would say Elise.
She would
but
never.
Of course she wouldn't. I agree. I kind of feel for Nikita. I don't really think she deserved that shade. But yeah, Elise kind of dodged a bullet there because I think that absolutely could have been her.
Yeah. I think everyone just like is trying to back off of Elise right now because she's been in the hot seat for a bit.
Great. That was a fun little game. I agree. It was like a similar vibe to like the Twitter one, which was not on Love Island US this year. How dare you?
I know.
It was so annoying because I needed a couple people to know about themselves and what we thought about them. But yeah, that's it. That's the game. Following the game, Danny does inform the girls that it's going to be the kiss off tonight and that somebody is going to go home if they don't get kissed. And Nikita immediately in her side interview was just like, I need to shoot my shot with Almyra.
She does.
She's like, I need to get this figured out.
There's no time to waste at this point. The kiss off happens in less than 10 hours. You got to graft. Get your graft on.
Yeah, time is of the damn essence. Once they get back to the Masqueria, they're all kind of hanging out, chatting. We open up with Elise and Alicia. They're talking about Ashley throwing the red flag accusation. Elise is like, I'm not love bombing you. I'm just obsessed with you. That's all that it is.
That's love bombing.
It is. And then Alicia's like, that was relieving. Like she asked no further questions.
I love you, Alicia, but baby girl, this is not what you want. She's literally telling you everything you want to hear and is saying, I'm not love bombing you, and then accidentally says, I love you. I wanted to punch the screen. Yeah. And then she takes it back. Elise takes it back. It's been 3 days in the Masqueria, and Elise is already, I love you.
That was wild. That was wild. Especially because it's like, okay, you were just told and called out publicly for being love bomby, and then you're gonna go and be like, I love you. Oh no, 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 no. No, I was not happy with that. And part of me is like, did she, because listen, I remember the first time I wanted to tell my girlfriend that I loved her, and I thought it was too soon. It wasn't. Like, we had been talking for a while. I thought it was too soon, and I remember I wanted to say it, but I was like, you can't, you can't, you can't. Sometimes shit just comes out, but I kind of feel like Elise was using that as like a way to show Alicia how much she cares. It didn't feel
genuine.
It kind of felt calculated. Maybe I'm just reading into it though.
When she said it, I wanted to punch my own face and be like, am I awake right now? Is this real? Because I have been in that situation before where I was talking to someone and they loved bombed me so much, and I was so vulnerable and I was so love deprived that I accepted it, then to realize later, like, actually that was really bad and shouldn't have said I love you so soon. And I'm also someone who, when I feel something, I have to say it. So, like, even with my current girlfriend, like, we were talking for a month, and then I told her that I loved her.
Yeah.
That's still kind of soon, I feel. But I didn't wait 3 days and then tell her that I love her. That's weird. It's like, she's moving weird. She's, like, it's like she's trying to solidify her place in Alicia's life so soon. And to your point, it does feel calculated.
It does. And I'm also, again, could be just reading too far into this, but part of me is like, is this something where they are just really trying to make it to, like, is Elise really just trying to, like, make it to the end? Or does she genuinely like Alicia and is trying to keep her close? I can't quite tell. Doesn't really matter which one it is. I don't like it.
I feel the same way. I feel like she's trying to maybe keep her so obsessed with her or connected to her that it is harder for Alicia to be interested in someone else who might be able to walk in and be more of her type.
Yeah. I'm not here for what's happening in this situation, so let's stop talking about them for now before I punch my computer.
Let's talk about Faye and Elmira.
Finally, they're getting time to chat, but first, Nikita has to try and interrupt them to give Elmira tea, but then she walked away.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're having their moment. They had a nice little chat, opened up to Faye about her celibacy journey, which I think was, you know, there are people who are on various journeys in their life, and sometimes those can be hard to talk about. So I appreciate that she was upfront about that, because, and I think she said as much in her talking head, but like, that's, for some people, that's a hard no, and that's okay. And I think that she was willing to be open, honest, and vulnerable right up front. And Faye received it very well and was like, that's okay with me.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed their conversation. I felt like it got really deep. And I did appreciate Elmira being so upfront about her celibacy journey.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there are some people who are like, that is an absolute no-no for me. If you and I can't have sex, then this is not a relationship I want. But Elmira is not saying that they will never have sex. She's just saying currently she is on a celibacy journey. And I do appreciate Faye giving that reassurance of like, that's not something that I absolutely need. I think the intimacy of connecting with someone, maybe, you know, light physical touches, cuddling. She even asked if Elmira is okay with kissing, which I thought was very nice to not assume, you know? And I just really loved that conversation. I was like, wow, they're both getting really deep and understanding each other a little bit more.
I do too. And I also really appreciated how they chatted about, I think it was Faye specifically who was saying that there's other ways of intimacy that don't involve having sex. And I think that's really important. For some people, it's physical touch. For some people, it's kissing. It could be something else for others. Like, and that's okay. And I think that's another reason. And I feel like at this point, we're probably gonna say this in every single fucking episode, but that's why communication is important. You have to be able to chat with your partner if things are good, if things are bad, if things are indifferent. Like, and I think that they're on the right track with having that conversation so early. I'm not sure if Elmira had that conversation with Nikita, but it didn't. We're going to go to that at all.
We could definitely move to that conversation because Elmira is trying to figure out who she connects with more.
Yep.
And from what I saw, I feel as though she connects more with Faye. But then she had a conversation with Nikita, and I felt like, listen, I know Nikita is trying to put the graft on, but I just felt it was very one-sided, flirtatious. Like Nikita was laying it on really thick with Elmira.
I agree. I think that she was flirty from the jump, but then there was a moment where I guess Elmira had something in her hair, or a hair that was like randomly floating. I don't know what it was. She was trying to get it, which don't touch women's hair without asking, even if you have pure intentions. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. But she did, and then she just kept trying to quote unquote get whatever it was, but just kept getting closer and closer and closer. And Elmira in her side interview was like, it felt like she was trying to, like get close to me to try to invoke something.
Yeah.
I thought, granted, like Nikita does not have the context that we now have, knowing that she was talking about celibacy with Faye. However, coming off the back of that conversation, it was not really fun to just watch that, which granted, again, Nikita did not have that context. They did not talk about it, but it was
Right.
so interesting going on a celibacy journey. Faye was cool with it. They talked about really important topics, and then Nikita's just trying to like push a kiss,
Yes. I felt the same way. It was very uncomfortable. Another scenario where I wanted to just mute my screen because I wanted to get out of there. In her talking head, Nikita did say that she wanted to get a kiss, and trying to do that whole, oh, there's something in your hair bit.
I didn't like it either.
Hated it.
It was icky regardless.
It was icky. She wasn't reading the room. She was trying too hard, and then it didn't happen, and it just felt really uncomfortable the way it ended, and they both kind of just walked away from
Walked
that
away.
with no resolution.
Yeah,
So really weird vibes.
I feel like that tactic would work if you were both at a bar and you were both drunk enough to think you're flirting well.
right.
I think that could work in that situation. But
I've
like,
probably done that before.
I feel like in that situation, but this was not the time nor the place. And again, I know Nikita didn't have any of the context that we did, but even if that wasn't the case and Elmira wasn't on a celibacy journey, it was just still kind of weird.
It was. And we're like right before the kiss off. So everybody's trying to have their final conversations, trying to, be the last person on each other's minds. And it brings up Faye having her confessional moment, saying that she doesn't know a love that she hasn't fought for.
Yeah.
And that made me feel really sad. I'm like, what is going on? Faye seems like such a fun girly pop, a good friend. Everyone wants to be around her, but no one wants to give her love in that way. And I've just felt really bad, her saying that like she's always like fallen for people who just never fall for her, and she has to fight for them to love her. Love should not be a fight.
No, it shouldn't be. I agree.
So sad.
I agree. And there's more to that too that we'll get into in a minute. I did want to take a step back because we had a decent conversation with Ashley and Kaylee, where Ashley was pretty much being like, I want to know where we stand. Like in the challenge, you had said that you're curious if there's something with Tyra, like what's happening here. And I thought it was a good conversation. There weren't ruffled feathers or hurt feelings. I think that that Ashley was genuinely just trying to be like, listen, what's happening? And I think it was handled very well. On the flip side, we also got some time with Ebony and Imogen. Ebony was kind of like, yo, I'm going to be talking to people. Like, that's kind of the role of this.
Fair.
And Imogen didn't like that very much. And then she started crying for like 20 seconds and then stopped. And I felt kind of weird about that. And I have a conspiracy that it was a tactic. Am I overreaching here?
No, I do feel, again, some of these women are moving in a way that feels calculated. I did feel that after she had like a 20-second cry, she didn't really open up with any real reason as to why she feels so upset about it. But her just crying was enough to make Ebony feel like, oh, wow, she's being so vulnerable with me. But I'm like, she literally said nothing. She just started crying. So to me, I'm like, she's crying because she can't control you. That's what that feels like.
It felt icky. I'm really not here for those two as a couple. And I really am not a fan of Imogen. Like, to be fair, when we did episode 1, I had my wires crossed. I was like, I don't like Ashley. I think Imogen will be okay. And I was completely wrong about that. And I would like to apologize publicly to you, Amber. And I would like to apologize publicly to Ashley. Ashley, you've been handling things like a champ. Imogen, I was wrong about you, girl.
Yeah. Because Ashley could have had a very similar reaction to the whole Renee Lindsay thing where it could have been a blow up.
Yeah.
And she could have like went to Imogen and been like, hey, fuck you, man. You're making me feel like shit. And you're over here completely closing off our connection before it even began. But she literally had the conversation with Imogen. Imogen didn't like the conversation. And Ashley was like, all right, I washed my hands of this. I'm not going to beg you to try and have a connection with me. You do what you got to do. And I think it's biting Imogen in the butt because she went 100% into Ebony thinking, oh, we know each other. This is great. And Ebony's, yeah, we know each other, but I also still want to get to know all these really great, amazing people who are in this masqueria.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game, right? Like, isn't
Yeah,
that why
that's-
we're all here? Not to
it's fair.
stick with the person that you know on the outside concept,
Yeah.
honestly. Before we get into the kiss off, there was a very brief conversation with Faye and Elmira yet again. I think they're so cute together. Elmira was very honest and forthcoming that she had a conversation with Nikita. Nikita really was honest that she was attracted to Elmira. She tried to kind of get that kiss, and I appreciate that she was honest about that and kind of like chatting before the kiss off versus like kind of leaving Faye in the dark after their last convo.
Right.
I really feel for Faye. And there was also a point where when Elmira was kind of talking about how she's attracted to both of them, she had mentioned that she loves Faye's personality, and Faye was kind of like, why don't people say I'm fit? Like, I think I'm pretty fit. Everybody
yeah.
always wants to talk about how I'm funny or I'm this or I'm that, but nobody ever tells me I'm fit. And I really, really did not like that. It made me so... Listen, Faye needs to be protected at all costs. I love her.
Truly. I'm like, where is she now? Faye, call us.
Yeah,
Come on the pod.
your style is amazing. You are, in fact, a wonderful, wonderful vibe in person. Like, truly the total package. And I really, really hate that right off the rip she was paired with Elise. And then, of course, everything
Yes.
that transpired from there.
Elise truly broke any confidence that Faye had. I feel you could just see it crumbling in real time. And
I agree.
also even just seeing how she tried to have a conversation with Elmira and Lindsay came in, and then she tried to have a conversation with Blessing, and then Nikita came in, and it was kind of like Faye's there, but no one cares about Faye. Hate it so much because I feel Faye has given everyone just energy. Like, she's sunshine and rainbows packaged in a gorgeous, gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
And no one is seeing it. And
I
it's
agree.
just like, is everyone blind? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I agree. And leading up to the kiss off, the girls are feeling some type of way. Some girls are excited, some girls are nervous, some girls are sad, some girls are like, who the hell's gonna leave? None of them know what's coming next. It adds a layer of tension to it. And when they get to wherever they're doing the kiss off, you can feel the tension in the air. Danny walks in. She looks
Stunning
amazing.
as ever.
I feel like this is something we're going to come back to constantly. It's, again, just like Love Island. Oh,
Amazing.
my God. Somehow looks better.
I'm barking.
Yeah. No, truly, truly. And once they get there, the new girls are sent away.
I
Only the
like
OGs.
how they do that.
Me
Really,
too.
really love that they wait whenever a new person comes in. They did it in season 1 too, which I had forgotten about. But they're like, all right, OG girls, who do you want to kiss? And then new girls come in and say who they want to kiss. And it's just like such an added layer of what the fuck is going to happen.
Yeah. No, truly. And that's what we need in a show like this. Just to go over the rules for anybody who has not watched the show or, it's been a while since we saw the last kiss off. The kiss off is, of course, the main elimination event. Essentially, contestants decide if they want to stay in their current couple, which is who they were coupled up with when they first walked into the masquerade, or they can choose to go with somebody else. This is done by the partners standing back to back. The lovely Danny Minogue will say, if you want to stay with your current partner, turn for a kiss. If you don't, don't turn around. Before we get into what this actually looked like, a little spoiler alert, the OG couples were really not it.
Yeah.
Like, none of them stayed together.
No. I have a note about that too, where I'm like, that's actually really wild. So different from season 1, where we did have some couples that were originally paired together stay together.
Yes.
But this season, everyone was kind of like, hey, you're cool, but I'm going to go and talk to this other person that I'm into. Bye.
Yeah, literally. And Danny mentions it a couple of times throughout them going through this, but like production did not do a good job. And
No.
explicitly, she was just like, what happened? And in mine, production didn't do a good job of matching these people, or these people were just had very different tastes than what was assumed.
Right.
Like nobody stayed together.
I think that's a good point. I wonder what the questionnaire is and like what do they ask in the interview process? Because let's use Nikita and Alicia as an example.
Yep.
Like they both are femme for femme, or Alicia was strictly femme for femme, and then Nikita was also kind of femme for femme, but really open to anybody, so not strictly just femme for femme. So I think they just went off of that, where it was like, oh, we have 2 femme girls, let's put them together.
Yep.
When they really just were not the same compatible wise.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested of like, what's the questionnaire like? I want to take this test.
At least it seems that there's no racists on this show, like somehow keeps happening on Love Island.
Yeah, but there were no racists on the season 1 of I Kissed a Girl, I don't think.
No. But on Love Island, the last 2 seasons, there have been multiple people that have been removed for that shit. So at least it seems at this juncture like they're doing their job on that end.
They need to do social media research on
Deep
these
creeps.
people.
You can just go on their page and see these things. Like that's how people are finding them. It's like,
Yeah.
they weren't hiding. But we digress. Do we want to get into the kiss off and how everything turned out?
Yes. Okay, so my notes only have who ended up pairing with who.
I got us.
Okay.
I'll bring us home.
Love it.
I've
Love you.
got a detailed list. First up is Faye and Elise. They were the first ones to walk into the Masquerade together. Of course, they're going to be the first ones to decide. My prediction was that neither one of them was going to turn. Exactly what happened. It was pretty straightforward. Elise mentioned that she was saving for. Who do we think Elise was saving for?
Renee. Just kidding. Alicia. Duh.
Obviously. So Elise is saving for Alicia. Faye, of course, is saving for a new girl, Almyra. So we don't have a new couple yet.
No new couple.
Moving on, we get to Alicia and Nikita. Just like before, neither of them turn. Nikita saving herself for Almyra. And now we have our first official couple because Alicia is also saving her kiss for Elise. So we have our first pairing.
Dun dun dun. Red flag city.
I think we know our thoughts.
I'm kind
on
of
this.
over having thoughts about Alicia and Elise until like Alicia starts coming to reality here, because I have nothing to say. She's just gonna let Elise continue to love bomb her. They're gonna be. I feel like I would not be surprised if they make it all the way to the end.
For me, it's a little too soon to say, because I do think that if another femme that Elise is more attracted to comes in, I could totally see that ending. So I'm kind of, for me, it's like too soon to say, but I also don't disagree with you, if that makes sense.
I'm worried for our girl Alicia.
Me too. She's gonna hate masks forever after this. Alicia,
I know.
Alicia, if you're listening to this, we are not all like this.
No, I have
That's
a
just not how it
wonderful
is.
mask at home.
Good old Spike. That's not her name, but that's all you all need to know.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Lindsay and Renee. Lindsay saving herself for other new girl, Blessing. Obviously, they're a beautiful couple. They're perfect. They're going to make so
We
much
love them.
sense. Renee is saving for Ashley.
Which I love.
And the girls are gagged. I don't think any of them were expecting that to happen. And also, like, if we know, Renee is high femme tonight. She's in her
Yes.
dress. She
Yes.
looks hot like always. I'm like, okay, Miss Renee.
I
Miss
was
Renee
so
came to play.
into it. Renee
Me
is
too.
ready. And I love that. Now I'm really hoping that Ashley picks her.
Well, the good news for you is you don't have to wait too long, because Ashley and Imogen are up next. If we think they're going to turn, then you clearly haven't been watching the show, because neither of them do. We also see that Imogen is, of course, saving her kiss for Ebony, and Ashley also says that she is saving her kiss for Renee.
Yeah.
I know, that's literally what I have in my notes. Renee kind of collapses in her arms a little bit, and they share the kind of most awkward little peck.
It's such a funny little kiss, tiny little kiss. But that's their first kiss, so it is a little awkward.
Yeah,
Loved
they
it.
are. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in the next episode and what their new, like, will they share a bed? Will they cuddle? Are they just going to take it really slow and kind of keep this friend thing going?
Who's the little spoon? I need to know.
I love being Little Spoon personally. It shocks some people, but I'm sure you understand, Amber, as somebody who's with a mask. But yeah, I'm really curious for them. This is not how I expected this to go. Like, I didn't expect them on day one to like end up with each other. So I'm very curious.
And I'm still hoping that whatever does happen, their friendship still stays the same and they grow stronger than ever. Because even if they don't make it romantically, this is a friendship that I would love to see outside the Masqueria. Like,
Yes.
you know that they're going to be doing some fun ass shit out there, like brand deals, social media stuff. Listen, I would love to see them on a podcast together.
Same.
That'd be hilarious.
They can come on ours too. We'd love to have them. The last original couple that we have is Ebony and Tyra. Unceremoniously don't turn for each other. Tyra is saving herself for new girl Kaylee. So we have two people saving for Elmira, one person saving for Kaylee, and we have Ebony who saves for Imogen. Duh, had a feeling that was going to happen. Didn't expect anything less. Don't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
Anything
surprising.
else to add or
No,
be good?
they're the same. I'm done talking about them right now. They're not interesting to me because I just feel like it's very predictable. I'm just interested in seeing if anything comes out of Ebony, maybe, hopefully, feeling confident enough and not scared to talk to Kaylee. We'll see.
Yeah. So once we get through all the OGs, we bring back the new girls. Blessing is up first. She obviously chooses our girl Lindsay. I think we're all better for it. They're so cute together. They both look great. They're matching. Like, they literally match with their styles. I really like them.
They suit each other so well.
Very well.
And it seems like compatibility-wise, like, this is exactly who Lindsay was looking for, which I like. So I'm all for them. Blessing and Lindsay, love you both down. I think it was a perfect choice together.
Perfect choice. I'm very excited for them. Next, we have Kaylee, who chooses our girl Tyra. And they have the spiciest kiss that we have seen thus far.
Even Danny said, "Oh, that kiss was good."
Yeah.
I loved it.
It looked great. I'm so happy for them. On all of this happened because Tyra put herself out there and was like, "Listen, girl, I've been trying to talk to you. I've been wanting this to happen," and was just very honest and vulnerable. And that's what happens. You miss 100% of the shots you never take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so happy that she spoke her truth. I'm happy that it worked in her favor. I'm very excited for these two.
I am very excited. I do still want Kaylee to have a conversation with Ebony because I do want Ebony to, like, kind of get away from Imogen in a sense. But I hope this is the perfect scenario. Kaylee and Ebony realize that they're better off just friends.
Yes.
And Kaylee and Tyra continue to grow their connection. And then Imogen, I don't know, floats away on a rock or something.
She goes to Red Flag Island with Elise. You know, I would like for Kaylee to just go all in with Tyra.
Yeah.
And I don't think
really
it's
nice.
her. I don't think that the whole Ebony and Imogen situation is her cross to bear.
Yeah.
I would love to see her with Tyra. I think they're so cute together.
She
I
kind of
hope
seems
this
like
stays.
she's like a no nonsense type of gal, Kaylee.
Yes.
I feel like if Ebony tried to really make a love triangle in a sense, Kaylee would not be about it.
Yeah, I agree. Finally, we have our Aquarius, Elmira. She chooses, and then we cut to black.
No
We
one.
cut to
We have
black.
no idea. It's between Nikita and Faye, and I love them both, but I am rooting for Faye so hard.
I honestly think it was kind of rude. And, like, here's the thing. Could I have watched the next episode? Yes, I didn't because I knew we wouldn't be recording right away, and I want my thoughts to be fresh. But they did us dirty. They didn't have to do us like that.
They really didn't have to do us like that. Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I know who she picks.
Girl, if you spoil it for me,
I'm not going to spoil it. But I like how they kind of faded it to black, you know? Keep you wanting more, which it did.
Yeah.
I wanted more. I was like, hell yeah, let me know who you pick.
They took that Netflix recipe,
They really did, but made it better.
made it better. Do you want to recap just real quick the couples that we have?
Yes. Okay. The couples that we have after the kiss off, we have Alicia and Elise, Red Flag Island. Ashley and Renee, we love them. We have Imogen and Ebony, whatever, garbage. We have Blessing and Lindsay, which we also love. And then we have Kaylee and Tyra. Elmira, no idea.
Well, you know, but we don't yet.
For the sake of this episode, I have no idea.
No idea. Never knew her.
Never knew her.
Yeah, I think it was bold of them to end on that note. I do kind of appreciate it. It probably worked. I think people who are not filming a podcast and Amber just went to the next episode and saw who she chose. But yeah, no, it was a solid episode all around. Jumping into the preview, they don't show us that they're going to pick up with the kiss off, but I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to exactly.
Yeah,
they're going to show us. They show another slow walkthrough of Danny, who looks amazing. They're also going to play another game called the Tree of Desire, which is a competition with Temptation.
I did watch a little bit of the preview for the next episode. That design for the game just had a bunch of cherries dropping from a tree, like disco ball cherries, and I immediately was like, I need 5 of them in my house.
Yes, we should get them. My girlfriend
we should DIY it.
Oh, yeah. My girlfriend and I actually just moved in together, and she was like, can we get a disco ball? And I was like, duh. We can have a few little disco things.
A disco ball like Scooby-Doo and Spooky Island, where it's the disco ball skull.
I know what you're talking about.
And it has like the spikes. Oh, come on.
She would say no, but I will say yes. So if you send me a link, I'll just buy it. Can't send it back. Final 2 things from the preview. We see that Ebony mentions being into Kaylee. Somebody is jealous, somebody by the name of Imogen. And we're also getting a new girl. They're bringing in another mask. Mm-hmm. We don't know who it is.
We have no idea who it is.
We saw her from behind, and it's giving mask.
And it also, in the preview, showed Imogen basically saying, oh, if another mask comes in that is more my type, then basically implying that she's going to give Ebony a taste of her own medicine. But I'm like, what is this calculated bullshit?
Yeah.
Ebony owes you absolutely nothing. You guys are not exclusively dating. She's not your girlfriend. What is this weird controlling kind of claim that you have on her?
Yeah, and I don't think Ebony gives a shit, low-key.
She shouldn't.
I don't think she will. Honestly, I would be shocked because I have a feeling that the second this new girl walks in, I have a feeling that Imogen is going to be like on top of it. She's
100%.
Going to be ready to chat because yes, her and Ebony matched at the kiss off. It's a very loose connection in my opinion. So I think that she's going to jump at the chance of having a connection with somebody new.
I agree. And then she's going to kind of play it off as like, oh, well, you wanted to get to know Kaylee. I think Imogen's going to be disrespectful about it while Ebony is trying to move respectfully.
Last thing, if you had to choose like 1 or 2 things that you would like to see come out of the next episode, what would they be?
You know what would be really fun is if this new mask came in and Alicia realized that she was interested in that mask and not Elise. That would be kind of fun. I want to see more Tyra and Kaylee. I want to see more conversations from them. I want to see how they interact together throughout the day. You know?
I agree. I would love to see... I feel torn because I would love to see Elmira choose Faye. I also don't necessarily want Nikita to go home.
Fair. I don't want either of them to go home, right?
I don't either, but I'm like really rooting for Faye. Yeah. So I think that's what I would like to see right off the rip. And I would also really love to see the collapse of Ebony and Imogen. I don't know if we're going to get it so soon, to be honest with you. I feel like I could see this being something that goes for a little bit into the season. I hope it doesn't, but I could see it.
Yeah.
But I like your take about Alicia, now that she knows that she can be attracted to masks.
Right.
Maybe being like, ooh.
And if they show the new people coming in episodes of what's happening, it'd be really fun if this new mask came in and was like, Elise is not treating you right and she is love bombing you. I'm not going to love bomb you. And I'm going to be really open and honest with you. And just like kind of whisk Alicia away from Elise so that Elise can stay with Imogen on Red Flag Island.
I agree. Also, if there was a season 3, I would propose a Red Flag Island. I don't know how they would mash that up into the show, but yeah, the red flags are flying for a few people this season.
Season 1, they did a red flag challenge, if you remember. They should do that.
Honestly, they might. I could see that happening later in the season. And I think they absolutely should. Especially like there's been accusations. There's been some red flag accusations. So I'm like, I think they're going to have to like really dive into that at some point. And if they don't, that's why we're here.
Stand 10 toes down on your red flags. Just let it happen.
Yeah. Anything else to close us out on?
No, I'm so excited for episode 4. I want to know who Elmira picks. He he he. I have no idea. Who could it be?
Sneaky.
I also just want to see how things shake out with Renee and Ashley, and I'm just so excited. This season is, I hate to say it, but it's a little bit better than season 1 so far.
I agree. I'm also excited about episode 4. Can't wait to see what happens. Hope to see some new couples forming, some new vibes in the Masqueria. I also feel like there's more masks this season. Maybe I'm
Yes.
just not remembering correctly, but like it
Totally.
feels like there's a lot more, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay. Well, we love the show. We love the masks. We love the femmes. We love everybody. But yeah, thank you all for listening. And I guess that's a wrap for episode 3.
As always, if you have any hot takes, please send us your hot take at lesingoutpod@gmail.com. Like us, follow us on all social media platforms. It's all just at lesingoutpod, all one word. We're excited to hear about your hot takes and can't wait to talk to you on the next one.
See y'all on the flippity flop.
Bye.
Bye.